Hi everyone. So the topic we're going to discuss right now is how e-commerce companies address the privacy issues through the policies. So before going into the presentation, we all are very familiar with information governance and the e-commerce. So now we're going to discuss about how these two topics are going to be merged with the help of information governance and how is it handle how is the privacy issues are handled using information governance. Before going to our discussion, let's look at some of the definitions that we are going to be using in this throughout the presentation. So, what is a policy? A policy is a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a group of people or business or the individual that are going to be useful to get the best performance out of that. And then what is an information governance? Information governance is the management of information at an organization. Information governance balances the use and security of information. So any organization has to deal with the information. So the information governance is one of the ways is a framework for employees to handle data throughout the information policies and procedures. And then how information governance helps the organization. Information governance helps with legal compliance, operational transparency, and reducing expenditures associated with legal discovery. An organization can establish a consistent and logical framework for employees to handle data through their information governance policies and procedures. So now let's take a look at what is e-commerce and how information governance helps the e-commerce. So basically, e-commerce is a platform for creating a platform that is used by businesses to perform their business operations like buying, selling, and making money on all the stuff using an electronic network as a medium. So what is this electronic network? The in general, most of the e-commerce organizations are based on the internet, which we use in our daily lives. So here, the internet is the electronic network that most of the organizations use to perform their business operations. And then I want to introduce global e-commerce. What is the global e-commerce? So based on the organization based on one location and it performs their operations all over the world based on that location. So they ship their product anywhere in the world from the same exact location. So this is global e-commerce. And then how information governance helps e-commerce. As we already talked about information governance, it is a set of principles that organizations follow to better their performance. So, and there are some disadvantages with e-commerce. So the information governance helps the e-commerce to overcome those disadvantages and helps to create the value. So what are these privacy policies? So basically, a privacy policy is a set of statements that discusses and explains about what kind of data is going to be collected whenever a user visits the e-commerce website. So every single time a user visits e-commerce website to make a purchase or to look at the items, so the website collects the user information, personal information, like first name, last name, an email address, and they collect this information and then they use it for further processing. Like they use it for marketing in most of the cases. That's what these privacy policies cover. Like when you go through a privacy policy of a website, it's gonna explain you what kind of data is going to be collecting, and it's going to provide you with the contact information for the corresponding company's officer, and then it's going to tell you about what kind of data is going to be how the data is going to be used, like the data collected from you whenever you visit the website. How are they going to use the data, and how are they going to process it, and if they're going to be using it for any third-party uses or not. This is going to be covered in privacy policies. So here is a sample privacy policy for an e-commerce company, eBay. So I use eBay to do purchases all the time. So here on the left side, you see these 11 points right here that are going to be the privacy policy component. So let's take a look at it. So scope and updates of the user privacy notice, and then the controller, data protection officer and contact, what personal data we collect and process, purpose and legal basis for data processing and categories of recipients, international data transfers, storage duration and erasure, rights as a data subject, cookies and similar technologies, data security, other important information regarding data protection. So it has 11 components. This privacy policy contains 11 components that are explained in detail. If we go down one by one, you can get to read what all these policy explains about. And in the same way, here is another e-commerce company, Amazon. So these are the components of Amazon's privacy policy notice. Let's conclude this presentation by explaining how information governance helps the e-commerce and how it helps to address the privacy issues. Privacy policies provide a key role in defining the privacy issues for e-commerce organizations. To get a better understanding of this, I have gone through the privacy policies of popular online retailers such as eBay, Amazon Prime, and others. So the research on their policies provided us with the knowledge on how the privacy issues are handled, how they make use of their customer information. So these privacy policies are part of providing a better customer service, because when you are based on online and then you run your business online, you need to provide the customers with the satisfied customer service. So these policies are a part of it. So if you provide all the information that you collect and how you use it to the customers have the trust, and then they will have the understanding of how they'll have the understanding that their information is secured, and then the companies are providing security to that information. So in this way, all these e-commerce companies address the security through using the policies. And here are the references that I have used to develop this paper. Thank you for taking your time for listening to the presentation. Thank you.